wanted to drop a new video here this morning. We got back from Arkansas yesterday. Boy, did we have a great time. And the most wonderful thing, the best blessing that we could have asked for is we have water. We met our plumber out there, and he checked all the lines and checked everything, double checked our water heater, and we are going to need a new water heater eventually, but right now we could get by on the one that's there. And I did an enormous amount of cleaning, and I was able to bring, I'd ordered a new rug for our living room, and it's all bunched up, I guess, from the shipping and being rolled up. So if any of y'all have ideas on how to get that to relax down, I left it laid out on the floor, and I'm hoping when I go back it'll be a little bit more relaxed. If not, I'm going to steam it, because I think steam would really relax those fibers out and get it to lay flat. And then I got to put an under thing underneath it so it doesn't scooch around for us to walk on it. So, and I found it on Amazon. So once it's laid out, I'll show it in one of the videos. And if you like it, I'll leave the link to where to buy it. I don't have an Amazon store, so I would just show you where I bought it, and if you liked it. It's a really large rug for a really, really good price, and the only thing I wish it would have had would be the rubber backing so it wouldn't scooch around on the wood floors. And I know people are going to say to me, why in heavens would you cover a beautiful wood floor, a cedar floor for that matter? And the only reason I would do it is because the dogs that I own, they're Shar-Pei and they have nails. And just like a poodle, I mean, they have to be clipped a lot, but they don't necessarily scratch the floor, but they have a hard time getting their footing and walking on the floor. So I have to have rugs everywhere while I own these two dogs, because otherwise they're just going to skate across with their nails. But it was a long trip. We were able to bring my husband's friend he's known for 20 years, and he also has a YouTube channel. I'll leave the link below for that. But we were able to accomplish a lot. You're going to see in the clips ahead here that the trees that the power line people took down, we're going to have to go back and clean that up so they can come back and put a new power line and a new pole, because they told us the pole that we have is too short, which is why it's kind of doing a dip. We also faced a tick problem, and I guess we got to meet Joe and Chris from Ozark OffGrid Family. They came up there like an hour from us, and they brought their family, and of course I couldn't wait to lay my eyes on Stormy, because I knew that they had just had a problem with her, and she was just the sweetest little girl. All their kids are awesome, but she was specifically very sweet, and I can't wait to have them back after we settle in there, and I'm able to cook and have goodies for the kids and all that. I wasn't able to do any of that, and I feel really bad about that, but there's going to be a next time. We hope to have them back, and we gave them a grand tour and kind of talked about what are our hopes and dreams, and they had a lot of great advice. And one of the things that I wanted to know was, because they're doing a lot of gardening, and it was so windy out there. I think that's why my throat is sore, but it was so windy. But I wanted to get Joe's opinion on kind of where we should have a garden or a chicken coop. I mean, I've never had a property like this, so I don't want it right up on my back door, and I don't necessarily want it so far out I have to, get on an ATV to go find the garden either. So he had a spectacular idea. The old barn that we have has 3 stalls in it, and once we rebuild that, we're going to keep the 3-stall idea, but he suggested that we add on to that, onto the side of that, or I think his suggestion was that we use one of the stalls for the chicken coop, because it had a back door on it. And the section that's right in the back of the backyard, we're going to fence that in for our dogs. But behind that is another fenced area. And he was saying, you already have a garden area right here. Put your chickens over there. And they could do what chickens do, and your garden would be ready to go. So I was really excited about that advice, and I think I'm going to take that advice. And I had another, my husband's friend who has done homesteading and is a homesteader also comment and say it's a great idea, because what you've got here is this land was used for cattle, so you've already got the soil in a good spot. You've got hay growing in it, so you're probably going to want to till all that up. But you've got it mulch ready, compost ready, and it's really good soil, so it'd be a great place for a garden. So I'm going to take that advice, and I think that's where our first garden is going to be. I'm not going to plant so much in the ground, but I am going to have a greenhouse to do a lot of my stuff. And we watch a homesteader called Hollis and Nancy's Homestead, and they do a lot of container gardening, and I would really like to get into doing more of that. And also aquaponics. I'd like to try my hand at aquaponics. So that's in the future, but it's something I really want to get into and look into, because I want to get away from, I think as I age, I don't know if I want to be digging in the ground or having to do a lot of manual labor. I'd rather just walk in a greenhouse and harvest my stuff that way, kind of like they do. And I know they do a combination of in-ground planting and container planting, which I plan to do. So I wanted to drop this video this morning, and I wanted to show you just a couple of clips from the cabin. I was able to do a lot of cleaning, and praise God we have water. So that means when we go back, we don't have to get a hotel, and things are going to move away more quickly now. My husband has talked to his boss about working a remote position, and if he decides to allow that God blesses us even more. If he doesn't, God blesses us, but we're going to have to figure out another strategy. I do have a garment business, and it does really well, and I'm going to keep doing that. But my husband will certainly want to draw an income himself in some capacity, because, we're not getting more well, we're getting older, and we'll probably have more health issues. So we always want to have money to take care of that. And one of the things I found out in talking to other homesteaders is they don't have a lot of insurance. So my biggest question was, how do you get health care? And I know there's a big health care thing going on in the government, and all that stuff's going on, and we may or may not see a change to that. But, life insurance, homeowners insurance, health insurance is so super important, and we just have the two of us, so we don't have a big family or crew. So we're going to represent the people that are, after their kids move off, but before being a grandma, grandpa situation. So we just consider ourselves empty nesters. So you're going to get to see how that pans out. And we should be moving really fast, because we now have water, and I'm able to clean the place. And it's going to start warming up, and we're going to be making more trips down there. We've got to solve the flea or the tick problem, because I have 2 dogs that have never had a flea and never had a tick. So we're going to have to solve that problem before we bring them up there. And we're still scheduling for May 1st is our move-in weekend, and we're going to see how that happens, if that happens. But that's our goal. And yeah, we're going to probably get 2 big U-Hauls, and we're going to load them up. 1 truck for this place, a small truck for this place, and a big truck for my storage. And as I told Chris, if she knows of anybody that needs anything, or reach out to me if you're in the Arkansas area or the southern Missouri area. And as we unpacked, I have too much. I have an abundance, and I feel awful about having so much stuff. But there's going to be a lot of stuff I don't need or want, and I'll either sell it on eBay or I will give it away. My choice is to give it away to somebody who needs it, as opposed to reaping a benefit off of it financially. So, but I told her, whatever they need or whatever if we can find another family that is in need, you know, that would be so much better, to have my stuff go to somebody who would really love and appreciate it. So, anyway, here's a short clips on some of the video we took this weekend, and I will see you on the next video. Everybody have a blessed day. Hey, I forgot to mention that Chris and Joe did an interview with my husband and I'm going to leave that link in the description box if you want to check it out. Thanks, everybody. Cabin this weekend, as I promised, St. Patrick's Day weekend, and I've been doing a lot of cleaning. I didn't video yesterday. I'm going to link a video to our YouTube guest that we had out here, and it's going to be in the description box. You might want to check it out. And I've got a lot of cleaning, but the most important thing that's happened this weekend is this. We now have water, and we have hot water, so everything's gonna really speed up. And I got all the sinks cleaned out, and I got the bathrooms cleaned with the exception of the tub I have to do. And I brought a new rug, and it's buckling over there. I've got to figure out how to, if anybody has any ideas. I think I'm going to steam it so it'll lay flat. But I bought an area rug for the living room up here so it can start to relax and take on the floors. I've got to have a few rugs because of my dogs. But we got a lot of accomplished. I'll take y'all outside in a little bit and show you. And I got all the toilets cleaned. I got the lavatories cleaned. And it's really cold in here right now, so I'm shivering. But we have the heater on. We just got here. We met the plumber, and he's going to give us a bid for our new tankless water heater, and doing some plumbing out here so that we can get settled in. See, the rug's kind of all buckled. I guess when you bind it up and ship it, you know, it's going to take a little while for it to sort of relax. We need to turn the heater up a little bit. Yeah. Sorry about that. So, Joe and Chris were able to use some of the things that were left in the cabin. I'm so glad. We mainly brought them out here for fencing because Joe and Chris had on their video that they were looking to, they have a cow, and they were looking to put some fencing up for their cow. And we got rid of some of the other stuff. And then I still have all the clothes. She couldn't use any of the clothes that we had, so I'm going to probably donate those. And I got all the floors swept out and did quite a bit of cleaning. I do want to put a rail right here for the stairs. And so y'all, it's just going to go faster now that we have water. We don't have to spend the money on a hotel when we're here visiting. And I've got some air mattresses and stuff like that for maybe the next weekend that we come up here. But our main goal is to make sure and build a dog fence. I want to be able to open this sliding door and let my dogs out into a yard. And we took this board off of the window, and there was a huge wasp everywhere, all behind it. So I'm really glad we did that, so we were able to eradicate them. And so our next trip will be to start pacing off our fencing for our dog. And I've got to get rid of a bunch of junk around the little shop, but we're going to be putting our fence up. So I'll take you outside in a little bit and show you. The trees were removed from the power line, and they've told us that we need a new light pole. It needs to be taller. So we're going to have the power line more taut, and they're going to replace that. So, okay, I'm going to bring you outside in a little bit, and we'll see what's going on outside with the guys.
Alright, so we had the utility company come out, and they actually, hopefully you can see this, but they've cut down the trees that were up in the electrical lines. They're going to come back out and actually move those. They're going to put another pole in and pick the line up because it's kind of too short, too low to the ground. So I have a lot of tree limbs and whatnot to cut up. So that ought to be real fun. I doubt we're going to get to that this time, but we'll give it a shot. And it's awesome that I still have my trail cam that was set up, so I should have some footage from that as well. But there's our cabin, like I said, in the garage, and all our gates are still locked, so we're good to go.